Hello YouTube and welcome to Prime Productions. I'm here to help enhance your tabletop gaming experience. So, Pathfinder 2e and Dungeons & Dragons. It's a comparison a lot of people make, and a lot of people coming over to Pathfinder from D&D want to be able to play their favorite D&D characters in Pathfinder. And for the most part they can, or they can at least come close. I even put out a video on how D&D players can play their favorite races in Pathfinder 2e. But there's always been one race type that has been a problem: Giantkin. A lot of D&D players like their Goliaths and Furbolgs, both of which are medium-sized creatures but with some giant blood in them. And sadly, as of the posting of this video, there's no way to play a PC with the giant trait in Pathfinder 2e. But that may be changing. So, Pathfinder has announced a new versatile heritage that is coming to Pathfinder 2e, the Half Oni. And that's where things get complicated. For those who don't know, Oni are monsters from Japanese folklore. They are often translated as demons, but that's not entirely accurate. Remember, Oni are a traditional Japanese folklore monster. They predate Christianity going to Japan. They aren't Judeo-Christian demons. They are large, otherworldly monsters who typically wield giant clubs and have magic. Now I know what you're asking. What do Oni have to do with PCs having the giant trait? Well, in a recent live stream, link in the description below, Paizo announced the Tianjia character guide, slated to come out in August of 2024. They will have the Hunger Seed versatile heritage, and for those who don't know, Hunger Seed is Paizo's way of saying half, or at least part, Oni. Now, this gets a bit sticky, so follow me here. As a quick reminder, a versatile heritage is where you take a standard heritage like human, elf, halfling, whatever, and add some sort of unusual lineage, like being part fire genie or something. Most versatile heritages give you the traits of both of your lineages. Ayuvaran, or half-elf, gives you the elf trait, for example, and Drumar, or half-orc, gives you the orc trait. Now, since the Monster Core came out, we have the stat blocks for the newly remastered Oni, and they have the Oni and Giant traits. So it seems likely that the Hunger Seed would also gain the Giant trait. Now, this logic isn't foolproof. Changelings, the versatile heritage for hags, do not gain the hag trait, and Nephilim, who are either part celestial or fiend, don't gain either traits. As of the posting of this video, the mechanics of the new Hunger Seed versatile heritage have not been released, so this is all speculation. Now, if that's why you're here, that's it. We're done. There may be a chance that the new Hunger Seed versatile heritage released in the Tianjia character guide may let you build a PC with the giant trait. But if you hear the term Hunger Seed and you say to yourself, wait a minute, I thought that was a type of tiefling from Pathfinder 1e and the pre-remaster Pathfinder 2. Well, you're right. And buckle up, because we have a bit of a story to get through to talk about what's going on here. So to talk about this whole Hunger Seed thing, we need to talk a bit about the history of Oni in RPGs, or should I say, ogre mages. Now, I was unable to find any information about these monsters in the original Dungeons & Dragons release, but ogre mages are present in advanced Dungeons & Dragons, as you can see from my reproduction copy here. As you can tell from the artwork, the ogre mage is heavily inspired by Oni, to say the least. They have the same horns and are dressed in heavily Japanese-inspired armor. But they are treated as just basically ogres who have natural magic, kind of like ogre sorcerers, though sorcerers didn't exist in this version of D&D. In essence, the creators of D&D saw the Oni as a cool monster and decided to roll them in with the ogre and just make it a variant ogre that was a bit stronger and had some magic. Also, they are said to favor Oriental-style clothing. Remember, this was written in the 1970s and 80s, so cultural awareness wasn't what it is today. Anyway, they actually stayed like that throughout several editions. Here they are in 2nd edition, and here again in D&D 3.5. Now remember, these aren't Oni, technically. They are ogre mages. They were, obviously, heavily inspired by Oni, but just lumped in with ogres. But then we get the changeover. I can only speculate as to why, but it seems someone finally realized that taking a unique folklore monster and making it just some variant of a European monster was a bit of cultural appropriation, and possibly disrespectful to Japanese folklore. Evidently, Wizards of the Coast and Paizo discovered this at the same time because they both made changes to Oni during the same time period. In D&D 4th edition, Oni are just their own thing, whereas in Pathfinder 1 they are now fiends, or extraplanar bad guys. Pathfinder kinda sorta kept the ogre connection by saying that there was a type of Oni called an Onidoshi, which is a type of Oni that has manifested an ogre-like body, and they typically rule over other ogres. This is kind of a good compromise, I think. Oni lore often says that they like taking slaves, and there's nothing about ogres from European folklore saying that they don't bow to more powerful creatures. So it doesn't really disrespect either lore as far as I can tell. Pathfinder even addresses the ogre mage issue by saying that Onidoshi are often mistakenly called ogre mages because they kind of look like ogres and they often live among them. But the book is quick to point out that they are, in fact, different entities. So when Pathfinder 1st edition made tieflings, they made a tiefling option descended from Oni called Hunger Seed because, remember, Oni are fiends in Pathfinder at this point. And that carried over to Pathfinder 2e. Now, fast forward to the remaster, and Oni are now once again kicked out of the fiend group. I don't know why, though again I have a speculation. I think maybe someone realized that making them fiends was just trading in ogre for demon. In other words, now instead of being lumped in with European-style ogres, they are now lumped in with European-style demons. Doesn't really address the issue of cultural appropriation, is what I'm saying. I don't know that that's the case, that's just me speculating. Anyway, now in the remaster, they are just their own thing, just a species of creature that has the giant type, which just means that they have a human-like form, but are big, which is true. Anyway, short video today, just want to talk about the possibility that we may get giant-blooded PCs sometime in the future, so look out for the Tianjia character guide. Sorry I had to get into a bit of political correctness issue here at the end. I try to avoid political issues on this channel, but remember, all of that is just speculation. I'm not the one calling the shots at either Paizo or Wizards of the Coast, obviously. As a reminder, I have a new NPC omnibus on sale at DriveThruRPG and PathfinderInfinite.com. It's a supplement that has 36 unique NPC stat blocks from levels 1 to 10. I have a video explaining the whole thing, and it has links in the description to where to buy it. Check it out if that sounds interesting to you. Also, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. That shows both me and YouTube that you like this kind of content and you want to see more. And as always, until next time, thank you, good luck, and happy gaming!